SLV updated its prospectus and didn't bother telling anyone. So this GATA, or Gold Antitrust Action Committee article, which came out on Sunday, February 14th, revealed that on February 8th, the SLV changed their prospectus and said that they are having enormous amounts of trouble sourcing physical silver. So this goes into the silver short squeeze and problem sourcing silver in size. So clearly SLV is having problems sourcing silver too. And of course, this is not new for anyone that's been involved in the gold and silver markets, and I'm using air quotes. The rules are constantly changing. The goalposts are constantly moving. This is a major part of stagflate tax lie. Notice how the paper price manipulation is really only done for the gold and silver prices in US dollars. That's the majority of the paper price manipulation, the overwhelming majority, and it's been going on for a very, very long time, where physical metal is not even needed to be put into the SLV, and that's how a lot of the capital inflows are used to prevent widespread shortages for long periods of time for physical silver. And this happened in 2009, this happened in 2011, rules were constantly changed. There was supposedly a lot of metal in the COMEX vaults in 2009, and yet it took months sometimes to get delivery for 1 ton of physical silver, or people were paid off. There are documented stories of people being paid off 80% cash premiums to not take delivery of a COMEX silver futures contract in the past. There's a lot of examples of this in the past. So when markets get tight, the rules get changed. This has been going on for a very, very long time. Doesn't happen all the time, but it happened in 2008 and 9. It happened in 2011, and it looks like it may be well on its way to happening now. Now, I also see, unfortunately, posts every single day from people saying, why doesn't someone just stand for physical delivery at the COMEX and bust the COMEX? And unfortunately, there's a lot of experts saying this too. People are not aware of the rules. So I'm going to keep repeating this until more and more people understand this. So gold and silver futures contracts on the COMEX are the only 2 futures contracts with very strict long-only position limits. They were put in basically to make sure that no one tries to copy what the Hunt brothers did. And really, anyone here in the US, an American company, an American billionaire, would be very, very stupid to try to copy what the Hunt brothers did with the way the rules and lawsuits and angering the US government and angering the Federal Reserve and the US Treasury and angering Wall Street, the way the rules are set up here in the US for long-only position limits on the COMEX. So this is why a Canadian company like Sprott, with the Sprott Physical Silver Trust, can buy physical silver from all over the place, and they are not adherent to as many US laws. So as long as they don't try to bust the COMEX and stand for more than the position limits, they're okay. So they can source their physical metal from all over the globe. But unfortunately, the way the rules are set up with long-only position limits, anyone who tries to bust the COMEX here in the US, number 1, they'd be subject to a bunch of rules changes from the CME group and the COMEX. Number 2, they'd be looking at a bunch of lawsuits from a bunch of different entities. And number 3, they'd be looking at potentially criminal charges. And the Hunt brothers had to deal with an insane amount of lawsuits and fines when they were trying to bust the COMEX. And the rules got changed on them. It was a mess. So if you want to know the truth about what really happened to the Hunt brothers, there's a lot of YouTube videos and books and articles out about that. But that is why no one has stepped up and tried to bust the COMEX. Because only for gold and silver, there is long-only position limits, and those are very strictly enforced. And the risk is not worth the reward of trying to bust the COMEX. It's not worth hundreds of millions or billions of dollars in lawsuits to try to buy $20 billion worth of silver and bust the COMEX, because the amount of fines and lawsuits and potential criminal charges is just not worth it. So any billionaire that does their homework would see this pretty quickly. So this is why you see the Sprott Physical Silver Trust, when they do add a lot of physical silver, they're normally not doing it through the COMEX. Please like, share the video with friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to the Wall Street for Main Street YouTube channel, which just crossed over 40,000 YouTube channel subscribers, finally, after many years of YouTube censorship. The YouTube censorship is getting so bad now that longtime subscribers to my channel, and I'm getting emails and messages and comments below videos and Patreon messages that people are not getting new videos in their feeds anymore who have subscribed to the channel for many, many years. So please check the channel manually to make sure that you're getting all the new videos. And I'm trying to put out more despite the long list of health problems, debilitating health problems that I'm dealing with. And also, if you can afford to do so, please chip in $5 or more per month over on my Patreon. And unfortunately, the links to my Patreon are now being blocked by YouTube, both in the links after videos. I've been checking them. They normally don't work now, unfortunately. Occasionally they do work, but most of the time for a month now, they have not been working at all either. So YouTube censorship is getting absolutely ridiculous to make sure that I struggle to pay my bills. And as an added benefit for being a patron, not only will you help me pay my bills so I can continue to put out research, content, information, analysis, and financial education with these videos, and I'm going to be doing more and more interviews with experts. I've sent out emails to a lot of big name guests. I won't name the names yet, but I'm trying really hard to get some big name guests that I've never had on before, but also articles unique for patrons behind the paywall there. And there's over 150 articles on many different topics, including precious metal royalty and streaming companies, gold miners, silver miners, oil companies, uranium miners, and other commodity-related investments. So that's something you don't want to miss. I think it's a really good value, and I'm doing the best I can to create value in terms of the videos and research and analysis, despite my long list of debilitating health problems that are very difficult for me to do any work. But I'm doing the best I can, and I'm going to keep growing this YouTube channel, hopefully in spite of YouTube censorship, and hopefully I will be able to continue to create value and grow the channel much larger in the not too distant future.